All the home countries avoided defeat on Wednesday as the British search for European Championship places gathers pace. Former England man Terry Butcher is a new commentary boss and faces a stiff first match in charge at home to Liverpool. We feature a couple of the more unlikely participants in the FA Cup first round, including the Marigolds from Littlehampton. And another Sussex sportsman hoping to cause an upset is Chris Eubank. More words of warning for tomorrow's opponent, Nigel Benn.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good day, good day. Now, where was you in Ireland? I was there, you were there, I kept missing you.
Well, I was with Jackie Fullerton and the Ulster crew.
Aye.
But more to the point, people in this country were saying, where were you?
Well, at the start of the programme, yeah, Brian Moore forgot to put 50p in the meter, folks.
Yeah, right. OK, well, we start today with England's trip to face the Republic of Ireland in Dublin on Wednesday. Well, so much has been made of Graham Taylor's decision to omit Paul Gascoigne, but England came away with a draw, which vindicated his selection.
Here's McMahon picking up Pearce, who's gone well forward. Into Lineker! There was a chance there for England. The first real chance they've had in this game. Wheeler. Houghton. Up at the shove. The referee looked very hard about that shove on Andy Townsend. He looked at the linesman and was within a whisker of giving a penalty for that. McCarthy with the long free kick, just flicked off the top of the crossbar. Here's Lineker. Now here's some space now. McMahon, who's got Dixon outside him. Now Lee Dixon. Platt's made a tremendous run through the middle, and Lineker, Platt has done it for England. A nasty bounce of the ball beat David Platt. Staunton plays it in again towards Tony Castorino.
I thought a fair result, Jim. When the Ireland scored it, I thought well, a draw's a fair result.
Fair result in a highly predictable game, really, wasn't it? Everything we thought would happen, happened, to be honest.
Last week we were talking about maybe Gaza wouldn't play, and of course Graham Taylor didn't pick him, which I think both of us agreed was a right decision.
Sure.
Since then, of course, Graham's come out and said, well, forget about Gaza. He said, this David Platt is the boy that he feels is going to be the new star for England. And watching him the other night, it wasn't a game where, in midfield, any player, doesn't matter how good he was going to shine. Well, and David Platt proved, I think, that you've got to just graft and work and run around, and at times very rarely get a touch at the ball.
I think that's why Gascoigne was left out, because Graham Taylor saw that happening. And David Platt, I think, now has become the closest thing to Brian Robson now, hasn't he? When Robson was at his great days for England, he's just running and covering every inch of the field. But not only that, he's contributing greatly. And here, I mean, there's a good ball from Lineker, and you can see the boys on the play. And look where he's run from. He's run from way back in his own half. Good run by Lineker as well, but a great run by David Platt. A typical Brian Robson effort.
Now, Mark Wright, I felt, again, Jim, had a good game. And I do feel, you know, that he seems to be taking charge of things on the field. You know, he's organising people, he's having a word with them. And I do feel in the captaincy stake, it seems difficult for me for a forward, Gary Lineker being the captain. It's a difficult job for him being up there, and it's more to the point, I think, for somebody like Mark Wright to be the boss on the field.
Well, he's tugging Tony out. He's telling him exactly what he wants to do there. I think Gary Lineker's role is a specialist role. Strikers and keepers, they're specialist roles. You should really have somebody, I think, like Mark Wright, in the middle of it all, being able to put himself about like he clearly did then. And I think it showed that Wright was taking over the whole situation.
Fine. Well, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales all faced away trips and were all undefeated. So a good week all round. And here with a roundup of the other international action is Clive Tilsley.
Graham Taylor's greatest fear is that England and Ireland may block each other's path to the finals, allowing Poland to sneak ahead of both of them. Poland sneaked past Turkey on Wednesday night with a first-half goal from Celtic's Jackie Jakanowski. Poland are England's last opponents in the group, which the Irish lead by virtue of their 5-goal hammering of the Turks last month. Era's trip to Wembley next March still looks the key game. In Scotland's group, the grand entrance of little San Marino into the European big time was a little embarrassing. Switzerland's Alan Suter made the most of their ineptitude as early as the 8th minute. It didn't get any better for the tiny Italian state. Less than 1,000 fans saw their championship debut, and half of those were Swiss. Number 11, Stéphane Chapuisat, soon gave them a second goal to cheer. The only professional in the San Marino lineup was substituted at half-time. He had an Italian Cup tie to play in the following day. His last act was to watch Adrian Knoop give Switzerland a 3-goal interval lead. The only remaining mystery was how it took another 40 minutes for the 4th goal to arrive. Substitute Frédéric Chassot passing standing and sitting defenders before rounding the goalkeeper. Scotland's success over the Swiss last month is looking particularly valuable now. Bulgaria have already been beaten in Switzerland and are next at Hampden next March. Group 4 is Northern Ireland's group, but it belongs to Yugoslavia following their 2-0 win in Denmark. 2 late goals, the first of them a cracker from Mehmet Badzarevic. He missed the World Cup through suspension. He was banned for a year for spitting at a referee. Danish fans wish it had been 2 years. 6 minutes from time, Vujovic's cross ushered Robert Jarni forward for his first international goal. 6 out of 6 for the Yugoslavs, who entertain Northern Ireland next March in the next match. Billy Bingham's point in Vienna completed a miserable start for the Austrians, beaten by the Faroe Islanders, already remember. Wales lead Group 5 thanks to Ian Rush.